Thank you for coming. This is a presentation that I do often about mobile applications and the mobile world in general. The funny thing is that I was sort of reviewing it and revising it, and it's insane to see how every month numbers change so drastically. So it was interesting kind of to, review this again for this presentation, but I'm going to talk about the power of mobile and the importance of mobile strategies in any company. So I love this quote. It says, "Many are wondering if the app frenzy we've been witnessing is just a fashion and like many others shall pass." And we don't think so. That's from the research director at Gartner, and I don't think so either.
And this is him. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming today. How good is Mr. Alondo for bringing you?
I think we're getting interference.
How good is Mr. Alondo for bringing you? Good. Thank you so much for coming out today. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff.
Awesome. Those are our future developers. So I'm going to give you some really interesting mobile fast facts. Probably things that you guys already know or read about, but very interesting nonetheless. The 100 millionth iPhone was sold in February of 2011. 100 million. It's 3 years old. There's over 200 million iTunes Store accounts, and Apple claims that they have the most accounts with credit cards anywhere in the world. There's been 100 million books downloaded from iBooks. Who has ever downloaded a book from my, I'm obsessed, and now with my iPad. There's been 15 million iPads were sold in the first 9 months of its release. 15 million. I mean, when you were looking at delivery, like units delivered, in terms of the trends, it says that in 2015, there's going to be hundreds of millions of tablets sent out. Over 15 billion iTunes apps downloaded from the iTunes Store alone. 15 billion. The App Store allowed you to start downloading 3 years ago. Developers didn't start developing apps until 3 years ago. If we switch over to Android, which is the fastest growing operating system around. Did you hear that clap? That's an Android lover over there. 350,000 Android units sold daily. Google never gives you kind of like a full figure of units sold, obviously because they have hundreds of carriers worldwide and hundreds of devices. So this is the only fact that they give you, that's 350,000 units sold per day. So if this were true, that means that they sell 2.45 million units a week, 10.5 sold per month, and 127.75 million per year. Of course, it is the fastest growing operating system of the ones out there really competing in the market, in the smartphone market. So PCs versus smartphone. This was actually one of the greatest new finds for me. About 4 or 5 months ago, part of my presentation was that by the end of 2011, that smartphone sales were going to surpass PC sales, and actually I was wrong. It wasn't at the end of 2011, it was at the beginning. By Q1 of 2011, there was 94 million PCs sold and 100 million smartphones sold. By Q2 of 2011, you see a decrease in PCs sold and an increase in smartphone sales. 85 million PCs sold, 108 million smartphones sold. Obviously, you see a trend. So mobile is global, obviously. 5.3 billion mobile subscribers worldwide. That's 77% of the world's population. 5.3 billion. Of course, you know, we're talking about all phones, right? Not just smartphones. Smartphones show the strongest growth in mobile sales in 2011, but they're still outnumbered by feature phones 4-to-1. In the US, 82 million smartphones are in circulation today, and 1 in 3 people in the US, 13 and older, 1 in 3 own a smartphone, and this is expected to double by 2015. I mean, these numbers are staggering. You know, how can you not have a mobile strategy? In terms of mobile web users and 3G coverage, which is very important for, right, the utility of your mobile phone, 500 million people accessed mobile internet worldwide in 2009. Usage is expected to double within 5 years as mobile surpasses PCs in sales, and actually becoming the most popular way to get on the web. So, do you still think you don't need a type of mobile presence? 25% of mobile web users in the US are mobile only, which means they don't have landlines. 25%. In 2011, over 85% of new phones will be able to access the mobile web, and 1 in 5 global mobile subscribers have access to fast internet, 3G, 4G, anything above. So what is fueling the growth of mobile? You know, there's more things than just, obviously, apps, which is huge. You have social components, you have search components, and of course, apps. So today, 64% of internet users in the US are social network users. 64%. In terms of social features increasing mobile usage, I mean, how many times do you guys check Facebook on your phones? 10 times a day? 5 times a day? I mean, I should do, that's for sure. So real-time social features and applications really give you that accessibility and need to go back to your phone. So have you checked in? Did you share with your friend? You checked in? Yeah, there you go. I mean, have you shared to your friends where you are, or tagged a phone, tagged a page, excuse me, through Facebook? Or I love Shazam. What was that song again? I can't remember. And I get so mad when I put it up to something that won't, you know, catch it. So another very, very important component about mobile is search, and of course Google, king of search. Mobile searches have quadrupled in the last year, and 1 in 7 searches are now mobile. 71% of smartphone users that see TV, press, you know, digital advertising will do a mobile search, and will they find you if they were to look for you mobilely? Then you have emerging platforms, which is very, very important, because emerging platforms is what keeps it new and what keeps it fresh for people to always come back and actually use web on mobile. So for example, Foursquare, which grew from June 2010 from 1 million users to today to 10 million users. And they have over 3 million check-ins a day. You know, has anybody been on Farmville? Are you guys Farmville? Yeah, there you go. Oh my God, you do everything over there. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you're out here socializing. So, Zynga is the maker of Farmville, and they recently made Cityville. Well, recently. Anyway, the interesting thing about this was that in 43 days, they had 100 million users. That's 1/7 the amount of Facebook users. And then, of course, Groupon. I'm a Groupon addict. Yeah. There's 115 million subscribed users, of which really there's about 23 million active users that use it once a month. But it's grown from 51 million users in 2010, December 2010, to 150 million users almost 6 months later. So, bringing it all together, the importance of social, mobile, which is your venue to see all these things and buy all these things, and search. Of course, Facebook, everybody pretty much is on Facebook, 750 million plus users. 50% of active users log in once a day. And the most interesting fact I found was people spend over 700 billion minutes. That's 700 billion minutes per month on Facebook. That's insane, you know? And I'm probably one of those, 700 billion. In Apple, you've got 130 million users of their products. They've built, well, they haven't built, but developers have built over 350,000 apps, and there's been over 15 billion downloads of these applications, which obviously allow you to interact. As a business, you have to interact with these people out there that are using, these applications, these phones, these web apps, and of course Google, in terms of search, that has over 1 billion unique users worldwide per month. So the shift to mobile usage, what we're seeing is Japan, obviously they have the largest penetration and usage of mobile in the world. They have 75.2% browsed or accessed applications or downloaded content from their phones. You've got the US second place, 43.7%, and the European Union at 38.5%. So last year's mobile data traffic was 3 times the size of the entire global internet in the year 2000. Amazing. US consumers spend an average of 155 minutes surfing the web or using apps on their mobile devices per day. This is something that's very interesting, I think, for any business when they're considering a mobile strategy, is, are they really using these phones? How are they using it? Is it, should I consider more of a native app or a web app? What is it for me? The trends are telling us that people spend more minutes per day, 81 minutes, on apps than versus web. So right now, where before people actually surfed through mobile web consumption, in June of 2010 you had 64 minutes, and apps 43 minutes. A year later we're looking at the trend going up in apps and actually surpassing the web usage. So, are you still not sure a mobile strategy is for your company? In terms of number of app downloads that we talked about earlier, iTunes App Store has 15 billion downloads. The Android market, 4.5 billion, and Blackberry at 1 billion downloads. Of course, Blackberry is not as strong as the others. Allison, would you like to pass this video? This is an incredible video we found talking about global data usage.
In 1973, a dozen eggs cost 45 cents, a gallon of gas cost 40 cents, and the first mobile phone call was made. That call changed everything. The way we work, the way we live, the way we connect. In 1988, CTIA invented TDMA technology, and the mainstream mobile phone market was born. Since the beginning, the market has evolved rapidly. So what does the mobile future look like? By 2015, there will be 4.9 billion global mobile users. That's over 2/3 the world's population. Connections are multiplying. By 2015, there will be a mobile connection for nearly every person on Earth. And the speed of the average mobile network connection will be 10 times faster. Smartphone speeds will quadruple by 2015. Increased speeds will make it even easier to view mobile video. By 2015, mobile video will make up over 2/3 of all mobile data traffic, making it the largest traffic driver. More users, enhanced devices, accelerated speeds, and the tremendous growth in video means more mobile data traffic. Exabytes of traffic. 1 exabyte equals 1 trillion megabytes. By 2015, annual mobile data traffic will reach 75 exabytes, the equivalent of 19 billion DVDs or 536 quadrillion text messages. That's 75 times the amount of total global IP traffic generated in the year 2000. The network will be bigger, faster, and more accessible. The mobile world is growing at an extraordinary rate. More ways to connect, a more mobile way of life. Together.
Mobile commerce, which is actually something that's growing very, very quickly, right now is at $6 billion, which means 2% of the e-commerce buying and selling that's happening right now. By the year 2016, we're looking at an increase of $31 billion in mobile commerce, which will be 7% of the e-commerce total sales. So what is also allowing for the growth of mobile commerce? One is the new services like Shopkick. I don't know if anybody's used Shopkick. Shopkick allows you to see in real time a service opportunity, so it can tell you what prices are, what deals are in different businesses in your local area. So localization is really important as well. You've got Shop Savvy, and you can do, with a quick scan, price comparisons. So this is actually very important for the consumer as well, so they can make their decision in store right there with you. Of course, Living Social or Groupon, so discounted offers, deep discounts, they drive foot traffic. Like it or not, they will. They'll test you because they got a good deal. They'll walk into your store and they'll buy more. That's the success of these things. And of course, your immediate gratification, right? So it's like you buy a book, download it in 3 seconds, there it is. You can read it right away. You don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to do anything. Mobile commerce revenue in the US expected to hit $6 billion by the end of 2011 and growing to a $31 billion industry by 2016. So 4 out of 5 US smartphone owners use phone to help them with shopping. 79% use a smartphone to help with the shopping, and 70% to shop actually in store, which is very curious, no? Instead of asking somebody to help you, now you actually look on your phone. Of those, 54% located a retailer, right, which is me because I never know where I'm going. 49% compare prices to help decide. 44% read reviews and product information. 46% actually call the retailer. 40% look for promos and discounts. And 28% use a discount coupon on a phone. .74% of smartphone shoppers have made a purchase following research on a phone, right? So there is really return on investment to have mobile as your business strategy. 76% purchased in store, 59% purchased on their PCs. Interesting that 70% actually went to the store and purchased in store. I thought that was actually a very interesting number. 35% purchased on their smartphone, 27% purchased via a mobile site, and 22% purchased via an app. The average annual spend on mobile purchase is about $300. So not all platforms are created equal, and I think that they've actually, everybody knows this by now. 2 years ago it was very unclear where everything was going. But obviously iPhone has been the leader for years. Android has surpassed it this last year, and in sales definitely, and in number of units sold. Android is going to keep on outselling iPhone. And I think really at the end of the day what we're seeing is Blackberry really trending down and being a much more business side phone versus a smartphone for really purchasing mobile commerce and so on. So we're looking at that trend really having Blackberry come down in percentage. Apple and Android always are going to be the biggest competitors for now. So now that you need, or now that you know that you need a mobile presence, what to do? So why should you consider now? First, convenience, right? So you need to let people know what you're doing, how you're doing it at the touch of a button, providing immediate access to useful information about your own business. Access, so to connect customers wherever they are, 24/7, all the time. It's very, very important. Brand loyalty, so remaining relevant, letting people know that you're out there, that you care about them, that you want to be on their phone all the time, and that whenever they need you, they're at the tip of your finger. And the wow factor. I think apps are still, the mobile factor, I think there's still a big, big wow factor there. It's cool, it's innovative, there's a million things that can be done. My business is 3 years old. In the last 2, we've been seriously developing apps, and we've built over 350 in less than 2 years. People are very interested in these things and still come up with wonderful ideas. Trends to watch. I think this is very important. So why do I think mobile is important? 1, 24/7, of course. It's affordable, so everybody can have a smartphone now. It's fast. It's personal, so you can make your phone your own. You can put anything that you specifically want on it, and that's what's very important. It's fun. It's fun to play around with it. It's fun to be social on it. Accessibility and, of course, empowerment. And finally, what trends are we looking for? 2000, by the end of the year, 2012, is HTML5 versus native apps. HTML5 is really being a strong competitor in terms of what it can do and cannot do versus a native app development. Also, mobile health applications, they're really trending up. They're going to be very important, I think, for everybody to have their ability to look at their history and do different transactions through their app. Enterprise tablet adoption, so tablets in businesses are really booming, and they're actually increasing productivity. Global penetration just in general, as we saw the numbers from before, what's really important is that we're seeing that it's not going down, it's only going up, and it will be trending up, and it's not going away anytime soon. And finally, the most important thing when developing a mobile strategy is think social, be mobile, and act local. Localization, very important. And with those 3 components, you'll have a very successful mobile strategy moving forward.